Hi everyone, hope you are doing great. So welcome to another video of Tech Tourist, and there we are solving a lot of problems. If you like our channel, our work, support us by liking and subscribing the videos and the channel. So we post here regularly interesting questions, discussions and system design videos, and a lot of things are going to come in future for sure. So I today would be solving a really interesting problem, which is longest substring with at most k distinct characters. So this problem is very good because it covers two important concepts, that is two pointers and sliding window. How do you expand the window, how do you shrink the window, and lot of good things you can derive from this problem and understand, right? So I will so without further ado, let's jump straight into the problem statement and try to understand it, and then we will code it. So first is like, you are given a string s and an integer k. You have to return the longest substring of s that contains at most k distinct characters. So what does this mean? That you are given a string s, which is this, k is 2, which is an integer, but you have to find the substring which has only 2 characters, right? Their count can be anything, but they are like 2. For example, ece is a valid substring because it has e and c as the characters, which are 2 distinct characters, and that is why it is a valid substring, and its length is 3. And among, if you consider b and a, this has also 2 characters, distinct characters, but its length is 2. So but we already have a length of 3, so our answer would be this length, 3, right? So I will try to solve this problem and explain you how does this work. So if you see, the constraint is like 5 into 10 raised to the power 4, which is so the expected time complexity from your interviewer would be order of n in this case, right? So brute force would be to calculate all the substrings and see if they are valid. If they are not valid, then you have to make them valid, and this is how we will derive the solution. So brute force would be maybe much larger complexity than order of n. So we will straight away jump into the solution which is expected. So I would reset this code, and because I have solved this problem earlier and I found it really interesting, so I want to code it again. So so for example, here you are given, let's say, s dot size is the length, and you will maintain 2 pointers, one for left and one for right, and also you would need a hash map. Why? Because you have to store the count of the characters, and as soon as your window becomes invalid, you have to remove the count and make sure that the total number of characters in your hash map would be either less than or equal to the k. So hash map, the number of keys present in your hash map would give us the total number of distinct characters present, and that you can check through map.size method in our C++ library. Okay, so I will use a hash map here. So unordered map, let's say I would be taking a char comma int, so it would be hmp, and let me take a left as 0, r is 0, and I will take maximum as also 0. Now I would just run through this loop where I would be traversing all the elements in my string, and I can do something like mp of s of r plus plus so that it gets inserted into our map. We'll do r plus plus. Now what can happen? My window can become invalid, so I have to shrink it from the left side. So if my window is invalid, that means the total characters would be greater than k. So what can I do? mp of s of left, this would be s of left, and I would do a minus minus. If let's say the count becomes 0 at any point, okay, that means it's time for me to delete it from my hash map because that key doesn't exist anymore. So s of l would get removed, and I would do a l plus plus. Once this happens, obviously my window would be valid when I come out of this while loop. So what I would do is I would just take out the maximum of r minus l. Why I'm not doing r minus l plus 1? Because here you have already done r plus plus. Okay, so that would be my window size, and I am taking the maximum of it, and this is the shrinking part. I will tell this to you, and now what happens is I can return maximum. So the total time complexity for the solution would be order of n, and space complexity would also be order of n because we are storing each character only once. Let me run it to see any compilation errors. It works perfectly fine, so I would just submit it. Oh, it says a wrong answer, A, B, C, C, A. So why would it give me a wrong answer? Let's try to think. A, B, A, C, C, C. Okay, so here once you start with A, you are doing a mp of s of r plus plus. R gets increased, and then you are decreasing it once, let's say, I reach to this point C. So I would decrease it, and if mp of s of l 0 0, then I would remove it, and Yeah, I think this is the problem. I'm doing L++ here, but I should do it here, because if I do it here, then I'm not doing it for other cases, right? So I think that is causing the problem. So this should fix it. Let me try to run this on this particular case. Use a custom test case where I would run A, B, A, triple C, and 2. Then if you run this now, let's see. Perfect, this works fine. So this was a slight bug, I put it inside the if block. So yeah, so this looks fine, and if you submit this, I think it should work. Let me run through all the test cases. So this gets accepted. So this is a really good problem, and hope you enjoyed the video. Like the video if you liked it, and see you soon. Thanks.